David Rowland Francis was an American politician. He served in various positions including Mayor of St. Louis, the 27th Governor of Missouri, and United States Secretary of the Interior. He was the U.S. Ambassador to Russia between 1916 and 1917, during the Russian Revolution of 1917. He was a Wilsonian Democrat. His biographer summarizes his personality. David R. Francis was a brash, opinionated, stubborn, smart, sometimes foolish, straight-talking, quick-acting, independent-minded, proud, self-made man who represented the United States in Russia for 2.5 years, during the most tumultuous era in the country's history. Much of his activity has been shrouded in myth, some of that heroic, more of that comic and tragic. Biography. Francis was born in Richmond, Kentucky, on October 1, 1850, the son of Eliza Caldwell and John B. Francis. He graduated from Washington University in St. Louis in 1870, where he was number 2 on the rolls of the Alpha Iota chapter of Beta Theta Pi fraternity. He was a successful businessman in St. Louis and served as the president of the Merchants Exchange. On January 20, 1876, he married the former Jane Perry, the granddaughter of former Missouri State Treasurer James Erickson. They had 6 children: John David Perry, David Rowland Jr., Charles Broadbent, Alton Turner Thomas, and Sidney Rowland Francis. He was elected mayor of St. Louis, Missouri in 1885. In 1888 he was elected governor of Missouri, becoming the only mayor of St. Louis elected governor of the state. Francis served as the United States Secretary of the Interior under President Grover Cleveland between 1896 and 1897. World's Fair 1904. Francis was one of the main promoters of the St. Louis World's Fair of 1904, serving as president of the Louisiana Purchase Exposition. Historians generally emphasize the prominence of themes of race and empire, and the fair's long-lasting impact on intellectuals in the fields of history, art history, architecture, and anthropology. For the point of view of the memory of the average person who attended the fair, it primarily promoted entertainment, consumer goods and popular culture. The 1904 Summer Olympics were held in combination with that exposition, and by overseeing the opening ceremony, Francis became the only American to open an Olympic Games who never served as president or vice president of the United States. In 1910, Francis was arrested for non-payment of taxes but released on bail. President Woodrow Wilson appointed Francis as the last U.S. ambassador to the Russian Empire between 1916 and 1917. He served in that post during the Russian Revolution of 1917. Francis died in St. Louis, Missouri, on January 15, 1927. He was buried in Bellefontaine Cemetery, Legacy. In 1895, the University of Missouri dedicated David R. Francis Quadrangle in honor of the former governor, who is credited with keeping the university in Columbia after the fire of Academic Hall in 1892. Francis insisted that the state's land-grant university remain in a central location, rather than moving to Sedalia, as many state legislators desired. Instead, Sedalia was awarded the Missouri State Fair as compensation. A bronze bust of Francis's face sits at the south end of Francis Quad near the steps of Jesse Hall. A popular MU student tradition is to rub Governor Francis's nose before taking a test in order to get an A. The track, soccer, football stadium at Washington University in St. Louis, as well as the adjacent gymnasium, are named in Francis's honor. Francis Field was the site of the 1904 Summer Olympics. Francis attended the opening ceremony and officially opened the Games as the representative for the host nation. In 1916, he gave 60 acres of land to the city of St. Louis, Missouri as a Christmas gift. It was turned into a park that bears his name.